Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk and a tank review of the brand new Polish Tier 8 Medium Premium, the CS-52 LIS. It's been MIA, folks. We had the little half line of the Polish medium tanks come out about 2 weeks ago, but no word from the premium, but here it is. It's a marathon. That's what it's turned into be, and that will start on the 28th, so you should be seeing this about the day that the marathon starts. We got these as community contributors so we can do a little testing and checking it out and create some content. I got about 10 battles under my belt, and I'm going to tell you right up front, it is a breath of fresh air. If you have had the misfortune of playing the CS-53, which is quite a dog at Tier 8 for a medium tank, you're going to find this one to be a breath of fresh air. So I have a good opinion of this. I don't think necessarily it's a fantastically great tank, but I am going to reserve a little bit of judgment. However, as compared to the CS-52, I love this thing. It's like a slightly larger, harder hitting T-44-100. It really is. The gun is more comfortable, it's more maneuverable. We'll get into the stats and why all that is true later on, but it's just much, much better than the CS-53, and that's unfortunate. I'm going to leave my opinion of that as far as a way that a company would put out premiums. I may do another video later. Right now, let's just go straight up review of the CS-52 LIS Tier 8 Premium Medium Polish tank. Holy cow, that was a lot. We'll do an overview, look at the tech tree considerations for it, look at the 3D model as well. Holy cow, it has a little armor in a good place. A comparison amongst its peers, especially against the dog that's in the stable next to it, the CS-53. I'm sorry, CS-53, you're terrible. We'll look at my stats after 10 games, my setup currently, and then some examples of gameplay for this thing. So right off the bat, we'll take a look, and we have the details of this bad boy, and this is interesting. This is the one tank, they almost all have the exact same write-up in this line. This one's one tank that has a different one. It says, a project of a medium tank, with a gas turbine engine that was in development in the early 1950s, existed only in blueprints. You can see that it's got quite a bit of Russian influence. In fact, the turret looks very T-44-esque, as does the hull. It is slightly larger than the T-44-100, a little bit taller, a little bit wider right there. The crew is a commander, gunner, driver, loader. The commander... Deep breath. The commander is the radio operator for this tank. For the Tier 8 CS-53, remember that's the one tank in the line that puts the radio operator down the loader for one tank. Okay, we'll get to that in the tech tree. But there you. All right, a little bit of angle on the front. Not great, but a little bit, like I said, rounded turret, relatively flat side, a little bit of side skirt action going on right there. Let's take a look at the tech tree considerations for the CS-53 ILS. I will throw one other thing out. I guess its nickname is the Fox. I have this special camo that it comes with. It's got the little fox on the side, pretty cool. If you take a look at the article on the website, on the main web page, you will find there's a little video there kind of discussing why there's a fox on the side of this. Obviously not historical or anything. It has to do with some of the tie-ins and things for wargaming. So let's move on to the tech tree. This should go pretty quick. It's not here as far as you can't get it in the tech tree. You're going to have to buy it. Remember, it's a marathon, so you're probably working towards either getting it for free or some kind of discount on it. There's a lot of other goodies going on. I have another video that already came out or will come out in the same day. I'm not really sure how the timing is going to go on that. I think it came out a couple days ago, to be quite honest. So you can take a look at that on how the marathons are going. You're probably already getting spun up to do it. That being said, it is a premium, so you're not going to find it here. There are no modules to unlock. It's full up when you buy it. The crew is a 4 crew, and it's just like most of the mediums in the line. Like I said, the radio operator position, or the skills for the radio operator, will be on the commander for everyone except the CS-53. It goes down to the loader. So you can still use your CS-53 crew. The positions are correct. It's just some of the skills won't work. I hope Wargaming fixes that. I think that's really bad, and I hope it was a mistake. I really don't know why. Perhaps there's some historical document that sort of references that. Wargaming, just forget that, and please put the radio operator should be on the loader, right, guys? I mean, when you load up a commander as also a radio operator, the skill issue there is a big one, because there's a lot of good skills for a commander that's also a radio operator, and it just takes a long time to get the good skills. Loaders don't have a lot of great skills. Make every loader in the game the radio operator. That's what I would do, but we're going to get Crew 2.0, and I've already gone off onto a tangent right there, haven't I? That's all the tech tree considerations really you want to worry about. Let's look at the 3D model. There's a little good news here, actually. All right. One of the reasons this new tank is so much better than the Tier 8 tech tree tank is the armor profile. Here is the old, here it is, up here, it's over here. Here is the old CS-53. I say old, it's only 2 weeks older. But this is the tech tree version. Look at all the green. That's not good. That's not good. Even the turret is atrocious. It's bad. But hey, check this out. Oh, hallelujah. Look at this. There's a little bit of useful armor on the turret. Considering the way this game is played, trying to get hull down, trying to minimize exposure, using various rubble piles that are about high enough for CIS tanks or for Soviet tanks. All right, we're not going to get into that. All right, we're not going to delve into that too far. But the fact of the matter is, the way the maps are designed and the game is played, this works. This does not work. Okay, look, work, not work, works, doesn't work. Okay, crap, good, garbage. All right, you got it? Have we got it? Oh, we got it straight. All right, the hull doesn't have a whole bunch, although it is a decently angled hull. So when you come out and you can bait them to not shoot you right in the side, which is going to be an easy pen, then you can get a little bit of angled. There is some hold down capability right there, and then obviously the lower plate's going to be weak, but that's not bad. We'll get into the gun depression and whether you can actually use this or not in just a moment. But holy cow, you got to love it. Rounded turret that actually has some armor. Hey, weird, a useful medium in the way the game is played. All right, let's move on to a comparison amongst this. What I have done here is you can see I've got a Mod 1, an LPC, and a T44-100, all relatively new. I guess even the T54 Mod 1's a little long in the tooth now, but I did compare it a bit to the T44-100 as a premium. I also have the CS-53, which is the tech tree dog, Tier 8 tank, that it's next to. Holy cow. And what a tale the numbers tell. What I said about the CS-53 is that it just doesn't, get a little shift here, it just doesn't medium very well, and that is an absolute fact. This thing does medium pretty darn well, and it's just a breath of fresh air. So let's just take a look at those two and kind of compare it to the others. Right off the bat, it's got a 320 alpha gun. The Polish mediums and the Polish tanks in general are known as hard-hitting tanks with slightly derpy guns and long reloads and that kind of thing. That can be a bit problematic on a medium tank. But the problem is there was a 300 alpha gun on the CS-44, the Tier 7, and when you went to the Tier 8, there was no more love on the alpha. It stayed at 300. You got a better gun. There was two of them, as a matter of fact, both at 300 alpha. Holy cow. The only thing that your 52 LIS is not going to have, and one of the very few things that the CS-53 has a benefit, or is better than, and it's kind of a double-edged sword, is that the 53 has 290 pen heat for its gold round, whereas the LIS has an APCR round at more like 250, 252, I believe. Heat has its own problems in certain situations. 252 is a relatively low pen number. That will cause you some problems because you will see heavily armored 9s and 10s. However, overall, I would much rather have the 52 LIS gun because it's got 20 more alpha. That's what the CS-53 should have had, maybe 20 or 40, just to differentiate it and keep that hard-hitting gun idea right there. It does lose four pen, whatever, who cares. Pretty good pen from the CS-53 as a standard pen. That is one of the things it sort of excels at a little bit. Rate of fire is pretty low. Again, it's a hard-hitting gun, long reload at 9.2. But let's look at the gun stats here real quick because holy cow. 2.21 aim on the premium tank, 2.4 on the 53, 0.35 and 0.36. This right here makes this gun much, much more comfortable. It does lose a degree of depression. Remember when I showed you the hold down thing, when you might get an auto bounce on that upper plate? -7's getting into pain mode. -8 to -10. -10 is very comfortable the way that the maps are designed. -8 is okay, requires a little maneuvering. -7 is entering into pain mode where you're going to have to be very careful with your gun depression so you can get shots right there. Just regarding a hard-hitting gun. The LPC is kind of known as one as well, but it's only at 280. So that 320 is pretty nice, actually, at tier 8. Add to that a nice gun. Now, what else does it have? Well, this is very interesting, actually, because that's the turret armor I was talking about. For some reason, the tech tree has 130 millimeters, bad angling, and it's just terrible. It's basically useless. Whereas this thing has what looks to be very similar to a T-44 turret on it with a nice 190. Is it auto pin or auto bounce? Absolutely not. Is it situational to hold down and wiggling around? Absolutely. Can it work for you? Yes, it can. It just makes the tank that much better. The whole armor is not great. If we come down here, there's some other things that are very nice on this. The CS-53 is sluggish. It is. It's got a top speed of 50, which they both do, but it's got a 17.81 specific power. This thing feels like it has a gas turbine engine. Now let's talk about that for a second, because I kind of glossed over it when we were looking at the write-up for it. It says that in there. Only the Tier 10 has the X where it goes faster, but this says it has a gas turbine. Very interesting. I don't know why the CS-53 and the 59 don't have some kind of game mechanic where they get to the turbo mode like the Tier 10 does. The whole line, it feels like it's not completely fleshed out and thought out. And now we dump this much, much better premium at Tier 8. It's just very interesting right there. Camo is okay at 15. It's worse than the tech tree for some reason, which is weird because the tech tree I think is just kind of bulkier and bigger, actually, to be quite honest. Here's one other thing I just want to key in here that drives me crazy. The Tier 8 tech tree, it has 17 reverse, probably one of the slowest, if not the slowest, of the mediums at Tier 8. I can't wrap my mind around that. The premium gets the standard 20. Oh boy, look at the T-44 100 over here at 23. Really rocking it over here. The traverse speed is relatively slow. So as far as the hover tank thing goes, it looks like a Soviet tank in that regard, but doesn't quite maneuver. It's not bad, but it's head and shoulders above the CS-53, just as far as feel in the game, how it gets around the map, and I will show you examples of that as we go. So let's go ahead and move on to my stats after 10 games. Yeah, I didn't wrap up the comparison very well. I will just say it is just a much better CS-53. Head and shoulders above, much more comfortable. We'll talk about it when we get to the replays. The numbers bear that out for me. I went 5-0 in my first 5, then I went 1-4. This could very well be 30%. After 10, it's a low sample size, but I am getting 920 average on the experience. 60% win rate, like I said, low sample size. My hits are low, which interested me because I felt like it was a much more accurate gun. But I will say that I was taking a lot more running shots, just kind of testing out what was going on. And I was hitting those much better than I would with the CS-53. CS-53 just forced me to be very, very careful with the shots. You can see that I got to 100 battles on that with only 46%. A 1.5 damage ratio, 1.57 destruction ratio, and my armor use at 0.26. If we go to the CS-53, all lower, and there's that armor use where it's almost completely useless. When you start to see this on a medium, that's kind of that turret bounciness. Obviously, the hull's not doing a lot of bouncing at all. So it's not an armored behemoth. It's just that the turret can actually do something when the CS-53's turret cannot. Damage caused at 1665, that's not bad. It's really about the same as the CS-53. Damage received a little bit lower. My assistance looks like it's quite a bit lower right there. Low sample size. These numbers support probably a 55% tank after 100 battles. We'll see, but you can see the CS-53. I just 46% in 100 battles. I know this isn't a bash the CS-53 video. It's a review of the 52, but the CS-53 really is a dog. I'm sorry, CS-53. I feel bad for you, but you're terrible. Anyway, I did manage a 4,465 damage game. That was a loss. I'll show you that one because it's got some examples of what this tank can kind of do. Let's take a look at my stats. Not my stats, but my setup. All right. This is in flux, guys. I'm not even sure this is the best setup, to be quite honest. Equipment 2.0 has recently hit. I haven't come down on one side or the other on what's the best setup is. I think there's going to be a lot more arguments about that now. There used to be one or two real meta setups. That's still starting to solidify. Right now, though, what I've got on here is the rotation, a rammer, and a vert stab, looking to maximize the gun handling. I did not run food. I probably should if you really want to help the gun handling, and then a directive of some kind for gun handling. That is a pretty good setup, but you may have your own. So I'm not going to come down hard on one side or the other on equipment. The good news is with equipment 2.0, there's more viable options, and that's actually to taste for each player. Pretty cool. I'm running 23 or so of the regular AP. I've got 10 APCR. 252 is the pen for the APCR. A little low. That you're going to have to work hard on it against some of the higher armored tanks, or get around beside them, or avoid them if you can, and a couple HE just for the resets, things like that. This is the crew, basically a brand new crew. Wargaming gave me a Brothers in Arms crew with it. I don't know if it comes with one, to be quite honest, but I had one there, and I used a bunch of books, cranked them up just so they would be a decent crew. But you can see that there are 3 skill crew working on their 4 skill right there. So let's take a look at 3 examples of gameplay with this tank. First game I played in, absolutely the first game, and as soon as I hit W, the clouds parted, the angels sang. It was happiness in Mudville. I could tell I had a mobile tank, and in fact, I actually had to slow down. Look at, oh, come on, baby. You right to 50. That I didn't have to take 14 seconds, 15, 20 seconds like the other dog in the kennel here has to take to get to 50. Very nice. I will say that when I had this game, I thought mobility and firepower. That's what I feel like I have with this tank. Mobility and firepower. So I can get around where I want to be. I've got that 320 alpha gun. There we go. Let's just put a little shot into this guy. I don't know. I had a little palsy right there, and I missed the guy. But hey, I got 427 spotting out of it. Not bad. I have 0 help coming this way. I thought, well, okay, I'll stay here. And then I make a big mistake. I come out here still kind of spotted, and I eat a shot from the camping Scorpion, and I return the favor. I actually think I do hit him right there. Now I'm getting a little greedy. I'm just kind of angry right here, so I'm thinking, well, maybe he'll come back out. Hard to tell. One of those shots I think hit him. No sense staying here. Let's use and try to work on the mobility of this tank, see if it actually can do something medium-like. Right? What a concept. Yeah, you have a medium tank that can do medium tank things. I love it. All right, here we go. You know, balance is an interesting thing in this game with Wargaming. When they have something armor, well, let's not use armor as an example. Let's use firepower. So they have some kind of firepower. They got high alpha, high DPM, things like that. Oftentimes, those are mitigated with negatives, right? Fortunately, in the case of the CS-53, it just got negated and stomped into the ground. All right, I keep saying this is not going to be a Bash the 53 review. Let's just talk about the CS-52 LIS. I think LIS is Polish for breath of fresh air. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Look at this. We just zing around here. I didn't feel like their 1357 was very close because it seemed like the T-71 CMCD would have seen him. He could be in the bushes a little bit closer. There goes the CMCD moving up. And this is going to allow me to come up to the middle. So as opposed to push straight in, which I probably would have eaten that shot from the Scorpion either way, I'm able to get up the hill right here the back way. Unfortunately for me, he sneaks out of the way. I know there's a Leo down here that's up against this rock. There he is. He's lit again. Let's look for a shot on the Bros. Now we're going to come around here and see if we can't get the Leo. I'm going to tuck up into these rocks to minimize the amount of shots in my back. I really need to get down the hill a little bit. I was hoping he would just poke backwards, but he doesn't. The T-29's in the middle. I missed that, actually. There was possibly a shot right there on the T-29. So we'll move forward and see if we can't scoot left a bit, and maybe, there we go, so we find that dude. A little late for him. He kind of notices me, and down he goes. No sense zinging around the corner. That's not really going to do any good, because I know that Scorpion's over there. However many tanks, at least 2, maybe more. And we'll come back up this way. So just nice, comfortable mobility. The gun handling, much better. With the other Tier 8, the dog, the CS-53, I would have had to really aim in and be careful. Scorpion gets himself lit. That makes me feel like the 1357 is somewhere around down there. There you go. Look at that. Holy cow. A gun that you can aim and hit things with. That's amazing. Plus the 320 alpha. You gotta love that. Didn't need it on the T-29. He only had 240 hit points. And now we're just going to come off of this. There's no sense going around the corner and sticking my face into the T-26E5, who's going to have no trouble pinning my hull, and the Scorpion, which is waiting to strip another 400 or 500 off me. And unfortunately, I get found by the AMX 1357. That is a major bummer. We'll put some rocks between he and I. And the shots keep coming in. He's actually still sees me, or he's guessing or something. Just trying to not get hit. I think a few more shots come my way there. There's one right there. Takes a shot in there, and we'll head towards the back. I'm feeling like I need to go back here. I need to fade back and not get spotted. I'd like to go help the IS-2S, the 2M, and the T-32. See if we can't clear out those heavies over on that side, while the other flank is basically stalled at this point. We'll speed this thing up. It takes me a while to come around here. Come all the way. I see that guy. I see the TD. I can't get a shot. I see him. I can't get a shot. And mobility, right? You got to love this. I am out of the game for just a little bit. There. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right, yeah, that's a little bit of RNG, but that's just better gun handling. It's going to make that kind of shot more possible than you would with a more poorly mech'd gun. So come on up here. We're looking pretty good. I don't have a whole bunch of damage. I'm at 765, 935 assists, couple kills. Moving around here, trying to figure out a way to get some more hits on these guys. I don't want to go raging in. The IS-2M is going to learn that mistake here pretty quickly. Yeah, there he goes. He had a lot of hit points a while ago. Now he doesn't. There we go. There goes this dude. And oh, okay. So the accuracy let me down just a little bit, but that wasn't too far off actually. That was not too far off. You see that zoom time's faster, and the dispersion's not as bad. Throw some food on there. Maybe do a directive for some gun handling. The T-32 also learns the mistake of driving straight into a bunch of camping TDs. And then he tries to get out of the way, but he's not going to make it. He dies. Okay, right in. Sorry there. Greyhound 55. He was doing his best to get out of the way. There's still a stalemate over on the other side, and I'm just going to take a little poke or two into this bush. That did not hit anybody. I know that because you can see the dust kick up from the shell hitting the ground. Kind of a de facto search mechanism right there, isn't it? Nope, nobody there, or at least not where my shell hit. I see the 100M1 moving in. Pretty good armor on that guy, and I'm feeling like maybe he's going to start getting some lights. I'm really worried about the E25. I do not want an E25 and a 1357 to find me. Oh, look at that. Sweet, sweet accuracy. I don't want them to find me out in the open because I will not be long for the world. I was hoping he would uncover from the train. Just take a guess shot. And I don't know, that might have hit. I don't remember what his hit points were when he went that way. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get this shot either. Just kidding. Just kidding. 301. Nice. 301. A little bit of a low roll, unfortunately. But puts the hit on the AMX. And now I can see the two TDs. The Baraska's pushed in. While I was futzing around with the AMX, he pushes in and gets those guys busy. So a little late pushing in to help him. We'll come on in this way, and then we find these guys. And this is going to be a very difficult shot at this range. Just right over, not far off. Not far off. And he's going to have a friend show up here in just a minute. Unfortunately, I'm spamming some gold his direction with low percentage shots. I wish I'd have kept him, actually. That one goes right over again. I have one more APCR. We're going to see if we can get into this guy's armor. And unknown. It hit him, but whether or not it panned, I have no idea. Starting to build a bit of an advantage, but we really need to get rid of this Su-130 so that we can... And that went by him, so he's not there. We need to get rid of the Su-130. I wish I'd actually pushed up and supported the Baraska much earlier than this. And that speaks to having a 1377 damage, 935 assist at this part of the game. I should really... If I was actually pulling my weight well, I'd be more around 2,000 or so. Or pulling my weight the way I would like to. So there's two guys on the corner still down there. The two barrels moving in. We'll just take a blind shot towards that guy. I will dive down here. Somebody spotted me. That was interesting. Maybe the 1357. Could have been the 130 up there. We'll come down low. That way nobody can shoot me, and I'll get a little bit closer to the Su-130. And the Baraska is going to actually have his way with this guy. Thumps him for 311. Thumped him again. He's got 639. 490 onto the Baraska, who lives with 5 hit points. Su-130 is coming in, but he dies to the Super Hellcat, who's backing him up. And all of a sudden, 2-3 kills right in a row there, and we've got this huge advantage going on. We'll come on up on top. I don't think I get any more shots here. Got 1,300. I was hoping to get some hit points there, but he disintegrates. And I will not get any shots on the 1357. I think there's one blind shot in there for damage, but right now showing 1,377, 935. Much better gun handling. Much more comfortable on the maneuverability. I wanted to show you this because it does medium things, and that is very, very good. All right, next game. I'm just going to show you part of this game. I'll take a shot on the run. I actually started in the middle over there where the Lurvas were, hung out there for a bit. There is an Arty on this map, but there was only a Barask over on the 0 column, so I decided to come over and help the Barask. This part of the map on proc from the north spawn has been changed. Obviously, well, the whole hill has actually been changed. Watch this. Oh, no. I thought it was going to be a hit. It would have been great if it was a hit. It wasn't a hit. Moving on in. What I want to show you here is it's just much more comfortable. And I took a lot more shots like that with this tank. After I played it 3 or 4 games, I said, you know what? It can actually make a lot of those shots. You would occasionally take those with a gun like the one on the CS-53, but you would just do it less because it just really doesn't have a great chance to do it. So we'll come on up here, get into this bush. This bush is a good spot. It is a little bit high, and it flattens out right there. So if they are kind of poking into these bushes, you may get spotted, especially this bush over here can be a problem. So you do have to be careful sitting there. There's only one Arty, though. And I know that the LHMTB is up here. So what I like about this tank, and the reason I'm showing this replay, is just the comfort level of moving around on a hill. When you have more specific power, like this thing does, you're able to come up easily on hills like this, back out. It's got that nice 20 reverse, which is much better than 17. I get out of the way. There's a little assist on the low from the Arty, and now I can just swing back around here and look for shots. So now I know there's a Lurva up there. I know that there's probably a little shot that misses. I know there's a Lurva up there, and I know that there's an LHMTB. I kind of keep an eye on this guy, and I say, is he actually coming? It looks like, oh, he is coming. So let's put a little shot in there, a little 317 low roll. He's coming after the poor Barask. The Barask is thinking, please don't ram me. I need to get out of his way. And he just, I don't want to ram him because he's heavy. He's got those nice teeth on the front. Try to block him and cause him issues so he can't kill the Barask off. So he got another shot at him, and finally we take down the Lurva. Just more comfortable, man. It really is. That little engagement forward, backward, hover medium, doing medium stuff, much, much better than the CS-53. Have I mentioned the CS-53 in the last few minutes? All right, so now we're taking a look. We're trying to figure this out. Probably is the LHMTB still alive? Yes, he's still up there. Now we get this guy. Ooh, there's that gun depression to back out. There we go. Just poke him. There we go. There we go. 297, little low roll right there. He's trying to get away. He's going to back down below the train. And now I'm thinking, well, they sort of even this up. We had nearly every tank we owned over on the 1-2 line, minus some guys in the middle and us 2 over here. So I think it's time to probably push this hill. I came up, didn't see anything. Nothing going on here. I've got 1,052 damage, 677 assist. Let's just fade a little bit further north. I'm very curious if there's somebody in this bush up here, and it turns out there isn't. The Barask hasn't seen him. I'm just going to break cover and go, all right, I guess I'm going to get hit if they're there. But I feel like they're not. And what's interesting is there was actually somebody sitting there for a while. And if I would have remembered, and I didn't show you this part of the game, I was actually hit by the Udez. I bounced an Udez shot earlier down on the 5-6 line. So I did not really remember that at the time. We'll come in here and whether he's going to get a shot. Oh, is he going to shoot me? No, he dies. Very good. And now the collapse is on. That tank is on the other side of the tracks. No shot on him. What I want to do here is I'm going to get up against the tracks and I'm going to try to proxy light Arty. They like to sit in this spot. Pretty easy to proxy light them without going up and over. So we'll just do this and go, where is this Arty? Ah, there he is. Fantastic. Really, at this point, I'm hoping our Arty sees that guy and takes him down pretty quickly, or maybe the Lurva is able to come up and over, or the one probably more so on the 4-5 line might be able to get a shot. That's too bad. I don't want to go up and over because there are enough guns on the enemy team right now that if I do so, I'll probably get disintegrated, but I do have a lot of hit points. So we're looking for shots, and then I see that the Pantera is in a bad spot. This is going to allow me, as I shift around, and finally kind of use my brain power here. Here we go. Oh, is he coming? No, he's not. Fended him off. Now I'm just going to come up and get my shot on the Pantera. There he is. -7 is just enough to make that happen. And at some point here, this artillery player decides that he's got to come in and do his thing. And I bounce. Can you believe it? And then I make a mistake going forward, and then I eat. 452 damage. Holy cow. We're going to speed this up. want to be careful. We're going to come this way. I missed that shot, and I'm going to get the last kill, my friends. 1,706 damage. We'll come on up here. We get a light on the AC-48. I was hoping he had more hit points than this, but he's only got 20-something or so. We take him down for the last 26 for 2 kills, 1,732, 960 assists. Again, not a holy cow amazing explosion of damage right there, but a really comfortable medium tank. Does everything a medium. Everything you would want a medium to do, it can do it. All right, last example where I finally had a breakout game in damage, but doesn't end up being a win. Third example, we're going to go ahead and show that good maneuverability again. We come up here, we put a little shot into the Type 64. We are again on Karelia, this time on defense, and I have gone down here to the southwest hill, and I really wish I'd have pushed in on these guys a little bit faster. It takes us a while to get things going. The Progetto, unfortunately, you can see the red Progetto has pushed up into a good position. We're going to lose pretty quickly up in the northeast. On this map, you really need to clear out one of these hills and get back to the other one as soon as possible. Unfortunately, the 100-01, a bunch of guys are camping back there. Would have been nice if he would have actually pushed up and anchored down in the northeast. Probably would have been a pretty easy win had he done that. But that is not what happened. The Progetto moving around the middle. I'm going to back up here, and this is what I'm talking about. I wish I had kind of helped and led the push to take out the guys. He just scoots back just at the last minute. I wish I would have led the push up here and taken these guys and pushed them right off of this hill. But I'm screwing around with this Progetto over here trying to get shots. One of the reasons I'm sort of tempted to doing that is because I'm feeling like the gun is just so much more comfortable. It's not laser accurate, don't get me wrong, but it is just much, much better than the other tanks in this line, especially the Tier 8. Watch this. Here we go, 277, another sweet low roll on the Progetto there, giving up about 40 points of damage. The Type 64 has flexed. They're kind of beaten up, but the 3601, who is foolishly poking around the corner there, I don't know why you would do that, but he's busy getting his rear kicked. Our prototype has died. That's not good. I'm top tier. I'm trying to get around the chrome one. This is where I pretty much decide, you know what, guys, we just got to go. We have to clear these guys off. We're losing in every direction. We got 4 tanks down. We need to get rid of these guys so that we can then get in here and start taking these dudes down. We'll come over here and see if we can shoot him. I get a bounce. That's a bummer. That's a pretty heavily armored medium right there. So he's able to sit where I get hit by this VK. Now what's interesting about this VK who's derping, this is not the last time I will see this VK. He's a thorn in my side, and I had several opportunities to kill him. Puts another thump on me. There we go. And knowing what I know about the rest of this game, I wish I had been able to take this guy down. In fact, I probably should have ignored the Type and gone after the 3002 because the Type really wasn't going to be that much of a danger. Bit of a mistake. I figured, well, I'll take a gun out of the game, but this is going to hurt. So I come down here, try to put a shot on him, but he sneaks away. I'm going to come down. I'm going to lose a lot of hit points to this guy. Hit him once, and he thumps me for a pretty good hit. And I try to square my armor up right here, hoping, well, maybe I'll get a miss. And maybe I'll out-reload him. Oh, he out-reloads me, and I eat another shot, and that was not good, folks. That was not good. We're really hurting right now. 6-2. The T-44 and the 43 push in. Again, I wish they hadn't done that, but they are. It's time to go back, right? We cleared off the hill. They were smart enough to take a couple of their tanks and run away. You can see that stinking 3002D is running off and keeping himself alive. Good on him for that. No, again, knowing what I know now, I wish I'd have been able to take that guy out. I get spotted by one of those guys. Gets a pixel on me spotted. I'm just going to turtle up here for a second. Their Artie's dead. That's fantastic. Don't have to worry about that. Let's shift away this way. I'm using that bunker as cover for the guys that are up on the sniper hill. We'll swing around. Hopefully I'm not spotted. And then I see this guy, and I'm thinking, well, that's an opportunity. He's out in the open. I'm going to risk the possibility that the guy is up on the sniper hill, might get some shots. Artie goes in. The T-44 is still screwing around down there, and I'm hoping I'm going to get in here and just kill this dude. There we go. So we get rid of the Rudy, and now we have an Easy 8. Easy 8's getting up, getting spots. Our guys are kind of getting killed wholesale up by the cap. T-44, I think he's probably pinned down. He's messing around with the Super Hellcat. I wish he hadn't gone down there. He really needed to come back with me. Campers are going to camp. It was good to kill their aggressive players off. Leave their campers there. Boom, there goes the Easy 8. We'll use this to travel forward. It's a nice covered way to eat up about 200 meters or so without being shot. We'll move on in here. This is a dangerous bit right here. I'm not really sure what's behind me in the bushes, and I'm really hoping I don't get spotted and disintegrated by all the guns camping up on the top, or maybe the guys that are down the bottom. T-44 is still working down that corner, but unfortunately the T-20 and the T-43 are just sitting there. I mean, the threat is obviously back at the cap. I've done a lot of videos on this, guys. You know, this has not a lot to do with a tank review, but my goodness gracious, when you win a flank like that and your cap is threatened, go back. Their campers will be sitting there. That sucks. I missed. That's a bummer. Like I said, it's not a fantastically accurate gun. It's just a usefully accurate gun. The 100-01 has shifted over, and he does a pretty good job. I wish really he had just pushed into these guys and taken them down. I come over here and I'm thinking, well, I don't have a lot of hit points, so I don't want to be jumping out in front of a Progetto and an M449 and letting them hit me, because I really don't have a lot of confidence in this 100-01 getting aggressive, and he's not. So we're watching this happen. The 43 and the 20 are down there. The T-44 dies. That's unfortunate, but maybe they can keep those guys busy enough. I started looking at the tank rolls at this point and went, there's still a bloody Tiger wandering around here, and a Su-100 M1, which are both good tanks. Progetto's getting hit pretty hard, and then I see the Tiger has made his presence known and all his hit points. Very unfortunate. Progetto dies. That's nice. Bit of a risk here, but I'm going to see if I can get a sneaky, cheeky. Oh, that would have been nice. I needed that shot. We'll back out of there. I figured I'd get spotted. I should have kept backing down. I'm really lucky I didn't take any damage right there. It's a good thing there's no artillery. The Tiger does take a hit. The 100P is trying to take on the M449. Again, if he'd have been a little more aggressive, I think we would have had a much better time. We'll come over here, and now we're going to do some of that medium tank stuff, which is beautiful. I'm looking for the Tiger. I don't know where he is, and I'm going to get a little bit lucky right here. All right, where is this guy? Seeing some lights. There we go. Let's see if we can put a shot on this guy. Oh, not good. And then, holy cow. All right, so he got into my upper plate. I was higher than him and backing out, bounced off of it. Thank goodness I didn't take that damage. Now the Tiger, if he can get near me, can pretty much eat me alive. I don't want to come out too much against that guy, because I know there's a T-44 back there, and God knows what else. Maybe a Super and a VK or a 3002. So he pulls back. I'm going to see if I can find the T-44 wandering around in the open. Down goes the M449. That was a good kill for our M44. There's only 3 of us now. But he gets pushed by the Hellcat. He's not going to last long. I see the Hellcat actually jump on the cap. Now that complicates things. I'm going to come back this way and see if I can take care of the Hellcat. I see the T-44 coming this way. And now I'm trying to get back to my guns. Bit of a chance right here. Is he out in the open? No, he's just turtled up just enough. I don't want to wait any longer until the T-44 comes around and sees me. So we'll go low here. The 100-01, unfortunately, is not really paying attention to the fact that all the bad guys are coming from this way. And really, had he pushed into them, I think we beat these guys. I get a nice shot, a real high roll at 356. That works out nicely. The 100-01, what is he doing over there? Unfortunately, he's backing off. So instead of just going after these guys and taking them down, and I bounced the 3002. That hurt. And this is what I was talking about earlier. He just becomes an absolute thorn in my side. Getting some good reloads, but he's taking 100 hit point chunks off of me as he goes. And that's unfortunate right there. Now I'm hating life because the T-44 is coming at me with pretty much full hit points. I put a shot into him. He gets me. The 100-01 is getting shot from every direction. I'll get one more shot of damage for 4,465, 375. Assist right there. That's the best damage that I did in a loss, unfortunately. The 100-01, he tries, but he's just making a lot of bad decisions. making a lot of bad decisions. I told you I wanted to get rid of that 3002 being a thorn in my side right there. That one really hurt me. All right, guys, let's wrap this thing up. Well, that's it for my review of the Polish CS-52 LIS Tier 8 Premium Medium Tank. It's good. It is. I don't think I can say it's great, because I think it's a little bit colored by how bad the CS-53 was. I just like this one so much more. It is very T-44-100-esque. Harder hitting gun, maybe a little less gun handling, but not too far off. So if you really did not like the CS-53, this one fixes almost every issue that the CS-53 had. It can medium. That's very good. I also wanted to show you that, yes, this is the fox fur special style that comes with it right there, and you can obviously take that off if you want. If I wanted to put Sakura Storm, I could. But there you go, fox fur. Check out the video, it's pretty funny. Thanks for checking out my review of the CS-53 LIS Tier 8 Premium Medium Polish Tank. That's a lot to say, isn't it? Appreciate you coming by. Throw me a follow, a like, whatever the case may be. Leave a comment. Let me know how you liked the review down below. If you're looking for ways to support my content creation, that is also down in the description. We will see ya.